Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. Today we have to start with our favorite topic of rant.
A bitch session, if you will.
You know, some people bitch about celebrities. We just bitch about Mayor Adams.
I think we talk about the topics of our podcast and like our content pillars. Our content pillars are weed, TikTok,
food,
hating Eric Adams. And this is an intersection of two, if you will.
It truly is.
It really is.
He's a very intersectional man.
Yeah.
He comes after food, comes after weed.
Yeah.
And he comes after TikTok. I don't know how, but he will show himself to do so. He will.
And he's being clowned on TikTok if that counts.
Okay. If for some of you who are not from New York or who are not as tapped into hating our mayor, Operation Padlock, which is a new fun initiative, public safety initiative, that started May, June?
I don't know.
And as the name entails, the mayor would like to padlock most of the non-compliant smoke shops in the city. Because if you haven't been in the city since weed has been legalized, there is an abundance of smoke shops.
Yeah, a lot.
That sell
a lot of weed. There's a lot of smoke shops, honestly. But
to some extent, I don't support Operation Padlock at all. Let's be clear.
Yeah, same.
I do believe that the way the licensing situation was set up in New York left no other option than for people to get a go on and start a shop, compliant or not, because it was impossible to be compliant. And so I think once you do create that kind of boundaries and obstacles, you are inviting the gray space. But the biggest downside of all of this is that a lot of the shops that are being closed are also tobacco smoke shops. And so now I can't find Juul pods.
What a shame to public health.
And okay, I get it. He's probably also trying to cut down on flavored tobacco products, but
no. Definitely. Let's talk about this. Flavored tobacco products are illegal in NYC. Illegal. Completely illegal.
But so is selling weed.
Yeah, that is true. I forgot about that.
Without a license.
No, but it's crazy that that's a whole thing, that it's not even intoxicating.
It really isn't.
It's crazy.
And I need it, okay?
I respect it.
I am past the shame of addiction.
No, I get it.
I am a fiend. And it's really frustrating because my local shop that I normally go to when I'm in New York has been padlocked.
Yep.
And I'm like, motherfucker.
And yeah.
Why did you have to start selling weed?
And then you just nick. You just sit there and nick and you don't know what to do.
It's terrible.
It's not you want people to start smoking cigarettes again.
Literally, help me help you.
Right.
But I did find a replacement shop. But it has been truly astounding. And I was talking about this with my friend Marissa. It's not really in Brooklyn. It's a lot of
padlocks?
It's parts of Brooklyn. But
yeah, it is.
Where is it in Williamsburg and Bushwick? That's where you should be cracking down on. Those fucking hipster shops.
Every deli. Every deli.
But all of the Upper West Side small business, this smoke shop, I have been, okay, this is probably not the best, but I used to buy cigarettes there in high school too. And
you're why are they shutting down the one that serves kids underage?
I'm not saying they should continue, but I'm saying I have been supporting this small business
for years.
Decades.
You've been getting those kids through college.
And he used to give me a good discount, 2 packs for maybe it was 2 for $20 or some shit.
When was this? What year?
2014, 2012 maybe? Before it was 21.
If it's
it was still 18 at the time.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. So you're not really
I
was 17,
forgot about that. Oh my God.
It was less of a crime.
And I was also getting cigarettes. I was smoking Marlboro menthols, but they came in 2 packs.
That's sick. Yeah.
That was a little marketing thing. They did.
Used to
buy one, get one free.
There used to be, yeah, and I think that's what it was. It was also the same with Camel Blue. There used to be cigarette
campaigns.
It was cool.
It was. We're yeah, we don't regret it. And in fact, we endorse it.
I'm bring it back. Because apparently I can't find flavored pods anymore, so I'm gonna have to go back to cigarettes probably.
Frankly, if you don't want us smoking in your face on the street, and you don't allow it in our housing complexes, allow us to at least vape on the street.
Literally.
Like, I thought we were reducing the issue.
So yeah, Operation Padlock, I guess, has been successful because I am feeling the impact of it.
Right. And you're not the only one, buddy.
No, it's okay. So I first started seeing this on like TikTok and Reddit, and people were like freaking out because they were like, why does it feel like every smoke shop near me has closed? And I was like, people are overreacting. And
no, they're not.
As I've spent the last few months in New York, I'm like, holy shit.
Yes. No joke. So in all of South Brooklyn and in all of Staten Island, all of Staten Island.
Yeah.
There was like a day or two where there was a vape crisis in the sense of being a consumer was the crisis because you couldn't find any
That's
vape.
crazy.
They raided everywhere. Or places they didn't get to raid yet got the news that they were going to be raided and got rid of shit. So there were no vapes on the island. No vapes on the island.
No flavored vapes.
Yeah, but bro, who's buying a blue?
Yeah.
Who's buying a fucking 7-Eleven e-cigarette?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna buy a whole system for like $80? Or you're gonna go old school, get a huge battery and some e-juice? Where are you even finding the e-juice? All the smoke shops are closed.
Literally.
It's crazy.
You're just gonna go smoke cigarettes again.
It's like you're literally gonna build a fucking vape bomb like to try to fucking get a hit.
And then again, not to get like all deep on this, but like there's so much like policy proof that banning something doesn't reduce consumption. Mm-hmm. It just increases alternative types of consumption. Correct. And dangerous consumption, because then you're buying them from like, you know, you're like getting
a sketchier place,
you know. And so like it could be, I'm not saying like there are fake pods and stuff like that, but like if you control it and like make it above ground, you're increasing the safety, the consumption, it's gone.
And that applies to every single drug on earth.
No, it literally, like, I'm talking right now about pods, but it's literally everything else. Like,
right. Exactly. So, yeah.
Like, for example...
Bring back the flavored vapes.
Bring back...
Eric Adams, bring back flavored vapes.
I bet he has his own stash, too.
He does.
It was the same thing, like, I don't know if you've seen in the news where they were talking about all these people who are buying shrooms at gas stations, which, please don't do that. And they have, like, all these, like, toxins or whatever, and people, like, had bad reactions.
This is where it gets complicated, because you don't want those things to be available to people.
No.
Like, because you're taking experimental drugs, essentially.
And it should not be at a gas station. It should not be at a chocolate random form. Like, this is medicine.
You must be an informed consumer.
And it's, again, by, like, thinking that you're making it illegal that you're going to stop the consumption, and you're really not.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they
getting more dangerous.
It's just another way to, like, criminalize.
Police, criminalize.
Exactly. Then they're like, we need to have police everywhere. And it's like, great. When your local smoke shop is a small business just like everyone else.
It is. And you know what? They got bevs in there.
They have bevs in there.
They got bevs. They got lighters when you need it.
My smoke shop in LA, I used to like...
Wait.
Yeah. That was a cool spot.
I used to freaking support that place.
I was buying beverages. I was buying snacks. I was buying papers. I was buying
roll up.
Everything.
I was buying fucking...
And
they also had a lot of fun, rare drinks, too.
Yes.
They also had a humidor.
They were trying to be like on the exotics. Like,
yes.
You know, and they were just cool as fuck. Except they always forgot who I was. And I'm like, okay.
I'm upstairs.
I thought we were friends.
I want to talk about something I found out. I was sent a video meme from one of my best friends.
Okay.
And it showed a Dunkin' Donuts commercial from 1995.
Okay.
And it made me question. It was like they were advertising iced coffee. They poured the cup of coffee.
The hot coffee into a paper cup with ice. And they were like, try an iced coffee. And I was like, bro, did they invent iced coffee? So I went on a little bit of a rampage and found out that iced coffee was actually invented during the Algerian War. Which kind of makes sense. Like, it's a desert country.
It's hot.
You would want a cold bev.
And you need to be on it, bro.
You need to be on it.
So, yeah.
But Dunkin' is pretending that they invented it?
that was what I got from it. But maybe that's because I'm trying to go on a time machine in my head to 1995, and I'm like,
the year of my birth.
Oh, yeah.
Me and iced coffee.
It would be iced coffee. Yep.
But I also think that they were probably one of the first to like popularize it in like the US
commercial
mainstream.
sense.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because people weren't really getting iced coffee at Starbucks that much before. Like, it was a big frappuccino. And that, I think there was like a big culture of like frappe cafes, coffees.
Yes.
Because like the Greeks and all that have that. So I feel like that's been around for a while, but just the like ice in a cup.
Mm-hmm. Ice in a cup, no frills.
But not a paper cup.
Not a paper cup.
I unfortunately need it clear.
Will you do styrofoam?
I'll do styrofoam. Not preferred.
Not preferred for
by the environment. That's plastic's better.
For some reason, why do we stand so firm on styrofoam being bad, but we don't give a fuck about anything else?
There's really a vendetta against styrofoam.
I really don't like it.
But I love...
It also makes such a bad mess.
Yes.
Like, if you ever have furniture, like, I bought an AC that had so much styrofoam.
So much. But that's
the
weird
I was
kind.
sweeping styrofoam
that's
forever.
That's the one that, like, crumbles apart. Yeah.
Crumbles like fucking feta cheese.
I had that everywhere in my house when I was moving, too.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm still, like, unboxing and building some shit. Yeah, you still
find little... And Jem and I will find all of them.
Oh yeah, but it's so staticky. She doesn't even want to play with it. You know? She's
we would see like little balls of styrofoam on Cody. Like,
I hate that. Well, yeah, she has no hair, so it doesn't stick to her.
She's also not a black cat.
Very true. Yeah, where you could see it. Oh my god,
I could tell the apartment was dusty when I'm like,
you're like, are you a dust head? Okay. Well, I want to hear a little bit on your experience with IUDs.
Okay. So recently, the CDC has changed their opinion, or not their opinion, but their guidance for doctors regarding pain management for IUDs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this happened like maybe a few weeks ago, like beginning of the summer. And I think it's personally really interesting.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they are adapting their guidelines, and the guidelines is to say that doctors should be more aware about pain management during insertion and removal, because so far it's just been like, it's totally no problem, when it is a problem. It does hurt. And it all happened through social media, because there's been like a movement on social media in the past few years, especially on TikTok, of women, or young people rather, who are getting IUDs. And the experience they've had like with it, and it's not as seamless and
pain-free,
easy breezy as they pretend to say it is.
Right.
And at least my first one, it was no anesthesia, like no local. And then the second one, it was local anesthesia. But literally one of my closest friends recently was getting hers removed, and she calls it surgery, but she had to get it like more invasively removed because the strings were so short. And so she had to be full on put to sleep.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, these are not small things.
And that like also limits your options too. Like, you can't be asleep during procedures like a certain amount of days per year.
Yeah, and it's like
they really do get scared like with administering anesthesia.
It's often a lot. You have to have somebody come pick you up. Yep. Like the recovery, like there are reactions to anesthesia. Like it's not simple. It's not just there used to be such a casual approach to this.
Yep.
And I feel like our generation really was like the guinea pig generation of like our parents had more of like the copper ones, but like our generation was really like the low dose hormonal IUDs, like carefree birth control type stuff. And yeah, like it can be beneficial. Like I did love it at times, but like it's fucking like inserting and removing a foreign body into your body. It's like a piercing.
It is.
And it's crazy. And I'm really like in awe almost to see the power that social media had to like convince a huge public health agency to change
reconsider.
It does show that like social media can be great for like cat videos and like funny bullshit, but it can also be community care.
Yep. And a movement like for anything that you want.
It gives a voice to things that like aren't being spoken about.
Yeah. It helps missing people get found. Like I recently saw a really crazy story on TikTok of somebody who got a body was recovered in the Bronx River.
Whoa.
And it was like a young person, and they're still trying to identify him as far as this recording goes. But then some girl came out and showed a ring door footage she had of him the day before he went missing.
That's crazy.
And she was like freaking out because like he looked like he was in front of his her apartment, like kind of trying to get in, and she had to tell him to leave multiple times, and he looks a little bit like stressed out or maybe on something or under pressure. Like you don't really know what he was trying to do, so they're trying to figure out like, was this like gang initiation, and they're trying to like, was it that and someone's trying to pressure him to do something and he didn't do it and he backed out, or is this somebody who was experiencing paranoid thoughts and like, you know, like going through a mental health crisis or like a drug-induced psychosis or like whatever it was. They're trying to get to the bottom of it and like figure out his name. So that's I think crazy. They're coming close because they took him off of the Nexus wherever the missing person website goes.
But yeah, honestly, the power of social media,
it's crazy, and I hope he is found.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So, in terms of hairstyles, you...
lack thereof.
Guys, again, sorry, my nose is always going nuts with allergies every time I come here, so I'm, like, constantly moving my nose.
She's just having a very brat summer.
Yeah, very. I'm like... Speaking of brat, or lack thereof, slicking back your hair into a ponytail. Thoughts?
Okay. Here's what's not being spoken about enough. Is the amount of product that is in that slick back pony and like the potential that the hair is disgusting.
Oh, like greasy, like, underneath the product.
I'm not against a slick back pony.
Yeah.
Like I used to do sports. Like I used to like do very tight buns. Like I'm about it. But I see all these girls and I'm like, you're putting so much product in your hair. It's disgusting.
Oh, well, yeah. Make sure you have to wash your hair that night.
But I don't see that happening. Like,
really?
They're just, like, constantly in a slick back pony in all the content I see.
I feel like it could be greasy hair with very little product.
I hope it's... I'm just, like...
I don't know how I feel about that either.
Your hair must be so disgusting when you touch it and it, like, comes up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, you're going to have to put product on before your hair touches water.
Like, it's...
Like, start with conditioner.
I'm getting grossed out. Also, all these people are going to have, like, receding hairlines.
It's true.
Like, it's too tight.
It is true. I am notorious for lecturing people on that.
Yeah, and I wear my hair back a lot and
Me too.
tight, and I can see my hairline receding.
I have the world's biggest forehead, and like, I know that I am trying to prevent it.
But so, I'm excited. I hope that trend, like, leaves. It's very, like, Gen Z girls.
It is. I think it is.
With, like, the middle part.
It's giving, like, ballerina. I feel like the coquette situation is fully moved on. So hopefully that's the last remaining piece.
It's, like, the worst part of clean girl aesthetic because you're actually so dirty.
Exactly. The new Netflix documentary came out about Lacey Peterson.
Okay.
This is official stance of our organization here. This is the Scott Peterson Haters Club. You are a terrible man. What you did was horrible. I remember hearing about Lacey Peterson when I was a kid. You remember that?
Yeah, but I haven't seen the documentary.
So good.
Yeah?
It's so good.
But it's really sad, right?
It's very sad.
I'm like...
I am a Lacey stan. I want her to get justice in every sense of the word, so...
But give us the rundown for those who haven't or are unaware of the story.
She was 26 years old, pretty much newlyweds. They got married when they met in college, and he unalived her, and she was pregnant when she was unalived, and he left her in a body of water, took her out on a boat, and then accused the neighbor of, like, set it up so the neighbor was burglarized at the time of her disappearance, and that she looked like she had all of her belongings at the house still, and like, her ID's here, her purse is here. Oh my God, she must have went out to get the dog. The dog was loose, found by the neighbor just on the leash, you know, like, so many things that he had set up.
Yeah.
And like, this dumbass had gone out on the boat, or told the police he went out on the boat, and they noticed, like, he said he used a silver lure to get the fish, and that wasn't, like, out of the packaging. And that on top of them uncovering, this is giving it away, by the way, like, the whole...
It's okay. I feel like it's not a story, it's a documentary.
Exactly. And they talk about, like, Scott had a secret girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
And she was branded as the mistress because but she actually didn't know he had a girlfriend. So how is she the mistress? You know what I mean? And she had a kid, and she was like introduced to him through a friend. And then another friend found out and was like, I'm going to tell her, you got to tell her. And then she saw it on the news that he was there, and he was lying to her saying like, oh, I'm in Paris, I'm away. Meanwhile, he's at press conferences with the family being like, we don't know where Lacey is. And you're talking to your girl. This is a national news story.
That's fucked up.
She sees it on the news too. And so she ended up working with the police to try to get like shit out of him for him to confess, but he never made a confession over the phone. And it's just a crazy story.
Is he still in jail? Or is he dead?
I don't think he's dead.
That's nuts.
But this is a big Scott Peterson haters club.
I mean, I need to watch the documentary, but I tend to agree with everything you say. So if you tell me we're a haters club, we are.
Yeah, we are. Just trust me on that one.
Especially if you're telling me it's a man accused of murder.
Yeah, murdering his pregnant wife.
Yeah, and the baby. Oh, and then by.
Yeah, they found the fetus first.
That's fucking terrible.
He's serving life in prison without the possibility of parole.
So do you think he's seen the documentary?
Yes, probably. It says Scott Peterson breaks his silence in prison interview to reveal story of pregnant wife.
Wow. So yeah, we hate him.
Hate him. Hate. Bye, Scott. Rotten hell.
I mean, I've never met a Scott I liked.
I don't know many Scotts.
It's a specific type of person.
I know one Scott.
Yeah?
You do too. Next topic.
And on that lovely note.
Yeah, thanks for watching Not For Nothing. Again, I say watching because we are on YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, check it out. Subscribe. But if you came here from TikTok, thank you. Give us a follow. You know, and
if
just read us.
If you're just a listener, that's cool too.
We love all of our listeners. We really do. You guys are the best.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye, slime balls.